you. And hang on one second. All right. It's got to make sure everybody's muted. All right. So welcome, welcome. Nice to see you today. So I'm Phyllis Smith, and I'm glad to have you. This is Live Free Yoga. This is our virtual home studio, seeing a lot of it these days. So the first thing we're going to do today is just find a comfortable seat. And from here, we're actually going to go right to standing, usually kind of work things on the ground and then stand up. But we're going to do things a little bit differently today. And so first things, as always, is we just want to check in. So check in with yourself. So go ahead and close your eyes if you would, and just begin to check in, sort of tune out and tune in to this moment in time, and just notice what you're feeling at this moment. What's going on in your head? What's going on in your body? Do you feel any tension in your body? And it's really just about self-awareness. Today I'm going to guide you and help you find your flow. And what that means, really, even though the class is called Mindful Flow, what does flow really mean? And so think about that for a moment. What does flow mean to you? There's a physical aspect, a mental aspect, an energetic aspect. When we're in flow, we are in a space of peace, and that means ease. So find your ease at this moment and just notice how you feel. Notice all the things, your mental, your physical, your emotional state at this moment. And once we are aware of that, we get to know ourselves, then we can do things, use the tools, use things that we have to change those, if those feelings, those thoughts, those energetically, those things, if you feel out of balance or dis-ease, you can access tools like yoga and meditation and breathing and various aspects, various mindfulness practices, and maybe it's chanting, maybe it's prayer. Whatever you need, just check in and you decide today what you need from this practice. What do you need to find flow in your life? Just a nice natural breath. And now begin to notice your breath. Notice the cooling air moving in through your nose and the warming air moving out through your nose. Or maybe you choose to breathe out through your mouth today, right now. Letting go of any tension, any constrictions, any dis-ease you might feel. Using your breath as your anchor. Noticing where you feel your breath the most. You feel it in your lungs, in your heart space, in your chest. Maybe you feel it mostly in your belly. Just bring your attention and don't judge. Just notice. And now we're going to begin to control our breath, because we can use our breath for many purposes. We can use our breath to energize, to calm, to balance, for balance. So as you breathe now, inhale, counting your breaths, and then exhale the same amount. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So perhaps you breathe in 2 counts, and then breathe out 2 counts. Breathing in 2 or 3, maybe 4. Maybe you need a deep breath here, or a calming, relaxing breath here, but just equal out inhale and your exhale. Noticing when we can control our breath, we can control our mind. We can control the thoughts that might lead to feelings or actions that don't serve us. We always have access to our breath. And now begin to lengthen your exhale. Now this is a calming breath. So whatever you're breathing in on the inhale, just lengthen your exhale. Maybe if you breathe in 2 counts, you'll breathe out 3 or 4. This is a 1-to-2 ratio. But if it's challenging to double your exhale, then just lengthen a little bit longer than your inhale. So our exhalation activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and relaxation. This is a breath that you can always come to when you need to calm your mind. And notice here as you exhale, you lengthen that exhale. Notice how it feels in your body. Notice the difference between a 1-to-2 ratio and our 1-to-1 ratio. Just notice how you feel. You always have access to your breath to help you get through whatever challenges you're going through. All right, beautiful. Go ahead and slowly open your eyes. So we're going to start in standing today. So find your way up to Tadasana or mountain pose. All right, so while we're in our mountain pose, make sure that your feet are directly underneath your hips and you're standing nice and tall. So sometimes we're not aware of our posture. So lift your chest, draw that chin in. Lift your shoulders up to your ears and round them back. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, lift and round them back. Big circles with your shoulders. Relaxed arms, nothing tense here. And then reverse that. Up and forward. Standing tall, keeping your feet connected to the earth. Breathing on the inhale, exhaling on the circle. All right, very good. Now we are going to do some really loose movements here. And so when you're thinking of flow, we flow sometimes like this, and sometimes we flow in a different way. So we're going to explore different types of flow and just notice how you feel. So the first thing we're going to do in our movement, we're going to do kind of what we call washing machine. So let your arms just sway side to side. You're going to twist like a washing machine, right? That's right. Breathing. Don't forget to breathe. But we're really relaxed. Our shoulders are relaxed. Our arms are relaxed. And this is a type of flow, right? We're flowing, we're moving, kind of like the waves of an ocean or the limbs of a tree in the wind. Beautiful. All right, shake it out. And now we're going to do what called bird arms, but we're not going to tense our arms. We're going to lift our arms relaxed on an inhale and drop them down, just like that. Lift, inhale, reach up and flop them down. Good job. Breathe in again and flop. One more time. Breathe in. Good job. Now we're going to go forward fold. And again, we're keeping our arms and our shoulders nice and loose. We tend to, often when we're stressed, we tend to tighten up. So just notice, this is a way for you to see what it feels like to just completely let go and relax. So let's lift our arms again, nice and relaxed. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, and you're going to forward fold from the hips. And just let your arms dangle. Let your head dangle. Shake your head slowly, yes, and shake your head, no. And maybe here you'll grab your elbows, bending those knees, and just allow your head and neck to be loose and free. Maybe even kind of rock side to side like a rag doll, nothing forced. Your shoulders and your neck, everything is just loose and free, and we're moving with ease. Take some nice deep breaths here, keeping those knees bent. Maybe you begin to lengthen a little bit, or just keep them where they are. Finding ease, nothing forced. All right, beautiful. Put your hands on your shins and just begin to walk your hands up your legs very slowly, because we were face down there. A lot of all that blood was rushing to our head. We don't want to come up too fast. All right, nice job. Now we're going to tighten or tense up our arms. So we're going to strengthen. So find what it feels like now to strengthen our arms this time. And we're going to lift our arms, and this is a different flow here. So we're strengthening, we're lifting our arms, palms up as we inhale, palms down as we exhale. So we have a little bit more, a little different feeling now, a different type of flow. A little more controlled, like we were controlling our breath earlier. Inhaling on the up, exhaling on the down. One more time, lift, inhale up. This time turn and face your right and lower your arms again into a twist. Inhale, arms up, face forward. Exhale, turn and twist to your left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist over to your right. Good job. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms up. And we lower. Beautiful. Shake it out. Notice the difference. We're controlled, but we're also moving in flow, right? Okay, side stretch. Now we're going to get a nice side stretch. Go ahead and put your hands in front of you. Lace your fingers together. Raise your arms up overhead. And twist over to your right, pushing your hips over to the left. So we're raising our hands. So press those arms up, those hands up to the sky, and make sure you're not hunched over here. So your side stretch could be right here, and it could be over further. Pushing that hip out. See if you can gain even more of a nice opening, a nice stretch in your side body. Reaching at the same time, we're grounding in through our feet. With each exhalation, see if you can drape over just a little bit more. Good job. Let's drop our arms, shake it out. And we're going to do the other side. Arms in front. This time, lace your fingers the different way. That feels a little weird. And lift up your arms here again. Inhale, and exhale, and drape over towards your left. Reaching, and at the same time we're reaching, we're grounding into our feet, and we're pressing our right hip in the opposite direction. Keep that chin drawn in, keep that chest lifted, keep those shoulders square. Reaching, see if you can drape a little further with your exhale. All right, come on back and relax your arms. Nice job. All right, so we're going to get into a wide-legged stand here. First, let's let's stretch out our arms, and we're going to come into a star pose. So reach with your arms in the opposite direction. Press your feet to the outside, but plant those toes down. So you want to plant your big toe down so that you're lifting up the arch of your foot. So you're pressing to the outside of your feet, but pressing down with that big toe so that you're lifting the arch of your foot. Reach. Now inhale. As we inhale, draw those legs in. Pretend you're moving. You're pressing the mat together. Draw the legs, the arms, draw those shoulder blades together as we inhale. Exhale and reach and lengthen, stretch out those legs. Inhale, we tense up, and exhale, relax. Good job. Inhale, tighten, draw your shoulder blades in, draw those legs in. Exhale and release. See if you can stretch even wider. All right, beautiful. Now we're going to lower down very slowly, bending from our hips. So using your core here and a nice flat back, we're going to forward fold. Moving down slowly, one breath at a time. Good job. All right, lower your arms and just go ahead and grab your elbows and relax here, just like we did earlier in our other forward fold. You can bend your knees here. And what you can do is also grab your block. If you have a block and you need a block or two, you can put those blocks in front of you and raise the floor if it's difficult or challenging for you to touch the floor. So that's perfectly fine here. So we're getting a nice stretch in our hamstring here. Your knees, there's a micro bend in the knees, or maybe you have them even bent more. Lift up that tailbone as we lower even further into this forward fold. Now there's a flow in when we stay in these poses as well. How is your breathing? Is your breathing continuing to flow easily? Are you finding ease in the posture? We don't want pain. Beautiful. I'm going to turn this way. All right. So if you have your blocks, that's fine. We're going to now bend one knee at a time. We're going to alternate one knee at a time, but we're going to move with our breath. So we're flowing with our breath. We inhale and exhale and bend that left knee and drop into that left hip on an exhale. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, bend your right knee. Moving with our breath. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, bend your left knee. Beautiful. Continue. Lifting and bending that knee. Come back to center, inhale and exhale, bend and sit into that right hip. Now this time, let's continue this, but moving, and we're going to twist at the same time, lifting the arm of the knee that we're bending, the same arm that we're bending. So we're going to inhale and exhale, bend that left knee and raise that left arm behind you. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bend that right knee, lift up your right arm. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twisting arm up, knee bent, sit into that hip, and come back. And exhale, so we exhale, the exhale allows us to release deeper into that. Now this time we're gonna hold right here on our left side. Now while we hold here, you can remember we don't want to use our shoulder to twist. So we're twisting from our navel. So we're turning from our navel, and you can, if this is challenging for your shoulder, you can just put your hand on your knee, on your leg, maybe behind you. Just find ease here. Breathe into that hip, breathe into that twist. Again, finding flow here. And come back to center and switch the other side. Once again, we're not twisting from our shoulder. We can just keep our hand on our leg. Maybe we bring it behind us, but we're pressing your left hand into the floor or on the block, straight arm. As you press, you're lifting from your navel. Sit into that hip. Good job. All right, come back to center. Walk your hands out like we would be coming into a downward facing dog, except we have a wide-legged stance. This is more of a giraffe pose. So our arms are out straight, and we're pressing our hips back and getting a nice stretch in around our shoulders, our armpits, and allow your head to just drop here and use your arms to push your hips back so that your hips are directly over your legs. So we're not leaning forward, we're pushing back, drawing those shoulders down towards your hips, just like if we were in a downward facing dog. You can also have your blocks as well, right in front of you, using your blocks if you prefer. It's up to you. This is your practice. Now, while we're in giraffe here, let's do a little cat-cow. So we're going to lift up your chest and arch our back and then round our back like a cat. Inhale, lift that chest. Exhale, round our back. One more time. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, round your back. Beautiful. Go ahead and walk your hands back. Now, from here, take your left foot and turn your left foot out. So now, and then you're going to take your hand, your left hand, and place it on your leg. Place your take your left arm and put it on your leg, and you're going to basically walk your hands up to standing, walking up your leg, keeping and straightening that front leg, and we come up into a standing pose, getting prepared for Trikonasana or triangle pose. So here we are. Check your feet. Make sure that the heel of your front foot, the toes that are facing out, facing away, are directly in line with the arch of your right leg. Okay, so here we are. So straighten that front leg. We don't want to lock our knees. Raise your arms, looking over towards the left, over the left fingertips. Reach as far as you can, and as you're reaching, press that right hip out in the opposite direction, keeping that front knee bent, keeping that front knee slightly bent, and then windmill down wherever you land into a triangle pose, triangle or Trikonasana. So let's hold here for a few breaths and notice how this feels. Where can you find your flow here? Where can you find ease? So you might need to press back on that the right leg. Turn, make sure that the heel of your right leg is turned out and the toes are turned slightly in, about a 45-degree angle. Just feel what this posture feels like for you, what this shape feels like. Your arms are directly in alignment, keeping that front knee, don't, little micro bend in that knee. Okay, now raise up and bring that right arm behind you, lifting up your left arm overhead for a nice little side stretch. Now bend that front knee and windmill into a warrior two pose. Beautiful. Look over your left fingertips. Make sure that front knee, that left knee is not over your toes. You want to make sure that you've got a nice right angle there. How do you find flow in this posture? Breathing in and breathing out. See with each exhalation if you can sit a little deeper. Are you putting too much weight on your front knee? Do you need to shift your weight back towards your straight leg, your right leg behind you? Shift your weight. Create some equilibrium in the weight that's pressing down on your legs. Beautiful. We're going to reverse warrior. So once again, lift up that left arm behind you. Right arm falls back behind your leg. And let's windmill down again. This time, put your forearm on your bent knee, your left knee, and reach over into a side stretch. How does this feel? Press that back leg away, hold, and reach. Now, if this is hard for your shoulders, you can bend your arm here and simply lift just your side here. Lift from your elbow. And you're not leaning. You should be able to lift up your arm here. You're not leaning too hard on that front leg. You still want to have the equilibrium on both legs. All right, come on up. Straighten that front leg. Reach behind you. Now we're going to do all three in a flow, in Vinayasa, moving with our breath. So we inhale, exhale, Trikonasana. Reach and come into a triangle on an exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, bend that front knee, warrior two. Inhale, keep that knee bent, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Let's do that again, that whole flow. Inhale, straighten that leg, that left leg. Exhale, triangle. Reach, press the hip in the opposite direction. Good job. Inhale, reverse. Now we're going to bend that front knee coming into warrior two. Warrior two. Reverse warrior, keeping that front knee bent. And exhale and wind down. Side angle. And then straighten that front leg. Turn that left foot to face the front. And heel toe, hop or walk and come back into mountain pose. Tadasana. Ta-da! Tadasana. Good job. All right, take a note here. Just notice. How do you feel in this moment right now? We've been doing some challenging, some holding, some moving. How's your flow now? How's your breath? How's your energy? Are you in flow? All right, let's do the other side. So a wide angle, separate your legs. This time we don't need to forward fold. We're just going to turn our right foot out, away from us. Make sure your toes are nice and spread apart. Turn the heel of your back leg out so your toes are facing in about a 45-degree angle. So we're going to start holding in each one of those postures just to first get that muscle memory going. So arms out. And we're going to first go into a Trikonasana. So inhale and exhale, reach. Push that left hip in the opposite direction. And when you can't reach anymore, go ahead and wind down, windmill down. And let's hold here for a moment. Now, how can you find ease and flow in this posture? In this shape, on this side? How does it feel? Does it feel different than the other side? Just notice, don't judge. Make sure that your front knee has a micro bend. Breathing here. Where is your breath? Did you stop breathing? That's right. Good job. All right, now reverse. Reach up with your right arm overhead, nice side stretch. Bend that front knee coming into a warrior two. Good job. Eye gaze, looking over those right fingertips. Make sure that knee is, you got that 90 degree and you can see your toes. Press to the outside of your back leg, your left leg. Press apart, press those legs apart. Beautiful. See what's happening here is you're feeling too much weight on your front leg. Shift the weight. Shift your torso towards the back. Find ease. All right, let's do reverse warrior 2. And windmill over into a side angle. Breathing here. How does it feel? We're not putting all of our weight on our leg. We should be able to lift our arm. It's just here, just to give us a little bit of stability. Reaching, maybe again, your arm might be bent if you have tight shoulders. Just reaching from your elbow. Reach, breathing. How's your breath here? How does this shape feel? How does it feel on this side compared to the other side? Just notice. Breathing. All right, beautiful. Unwind. Now we move with our breath. Vinyasa, nice vinyasa flow. Inhale, reach behind you, reverse. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle, reach and lower on an exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, bend that front knee into a warrior. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse warrior knee. Front knee is still bent. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Come back into a reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle, reach. Press that hip in the opposite direction. And triangle. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. Reverse. Exhale, bend that front knee. Warriors. Nice, strong warrior stance. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill down and reach. All right, inhale up. And come back, point those feet forward and hop or heel toe. And come back to your standing pose, Tadasana, mountain pose. All right, beautiful. Just notice how both sides are feeling. Just take a moment. Find the flow even in our stillness. Let's notice how you feel now compared to when we first started our practice today. All right, you're going to come to the edge of your mat. And we're doing another warrior. So we've done warrior 2. Now we're going to be doing a warrior 1 to a warrior 3 sequence. So we're all warriors today. We're finding ease and flow in our warrior. Okay, standing again, nice and tall. Feet are planted into the earth. Step back with your right foot. And your front knee is going to be bent. It's not a deep bend, it's just bent. Your back foot is going to be on the ground. Toes are pointed out about 45 degrees, so heels are facing in. Now, this requires some rotation in our hips. So some of us have tight hips, so we might not be able to come all the way and square up. But just do your best. So press to your back leg. Press to the back leg, and put your hands on your hips, square up your hips so you're getting a rotation in that front leg. Warrior 1. Lift up your arms. Now you can have straight arms here, or actually together. Let's go ahead and bend up at the elbows, clasp our hands together, grab right underneath our skull, and reach up those elbows, press that leg back, reach up by the elbows, and lift our chest. Our chin is still drawn in. So we're getting a bit of a back bend here. And you can straighten your arms if you'd like here, if that feels good for you, or keep them right underneath your skull, your head, whatever feels good. All right, now go ahead and put your arms behind you. This is just variation on our warrior 1. So again, we're clasp our hands behind us, open up our heart, lift our chest. Again, chest lifted, chin drawn, and getting a nice stretch in our front body, in our pectoral muscles. Breathing here. Where is your breath here? Where can you find ease? Can you find the flow here? All right, now we're going to forward fold into our humble warrior. Let's stay here for a moment. Humble warrior, front knee is still bent. Just notice, let your head, go ahead and let your head dangle. Just like we're humble or humbling, bowing to ourselves in honor of ourselves and to others out there who are fighting and battling, helping to save lives. All right, inhale, lift up into warrior one. Exhale, forward fold, humble warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Lift up, chest lifted. Exhale, humble warrior. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Breathing in big. Exhale all the way out. Beautiful. Drop your arms. Turn that back foot in. We're still leaning over. Now we're going to come into our warrior three, our balancing pose on one leg. So begin to lift up that back leg. Squeeze, tighten, lighten. Squeeze your right leg. Squeeze your right cheeks. You can raise, bring your arms in front of you. Warrior three. Square up those hips. Just notice if you fall out, that's perfectly fine. Just come on back. It's like life, right? We fall out and we get back on. All right. Lower that right leg down. Take a moment here. Take a breath and notice the flow now. Interesting how even when we're still and we're balancing, how are the energy level, what that feels like. We can work up as much of a sweat when we are in a balancing pose, work up as much energy and heat as when we're moving. All right. Where is your flow when you are in a balancing pose? Where's your mind? Balance has a lot to do with what's going on in your head and being able to calm and still your mind. Okay, focusing on the moment. Let's do the same thing, left side. Step back with your left foot. Front knee is bent. So if you find yourself here and turn your left toes out, heels are in, front knee is bent. So here we come into warrior one. If you find yourself losing balance here, it could be that your feet are too close. So you just need to separate your feet a little bit more. Okay, beautiful. Now put your hands on your hips and just rotate those hips forward. Again, you might not be in full rotation. It requires a lot of rotation in your back leg. Just see where you are. Lift up your arms. You can lift them up straight. Let's just see what this feels like for the moment. Our arms are up by our ears. Take a moment here, warrior one. Now go ahead and bend up our arms, our elbows again, and cross your fingers again, the strange way, the weird way, the way we don't normally do it. And clasp your hands at the base of your skull, lifting those elbows. So now we're coming in, we are grounded and strong, and we're lifting those elbows, lifting our chest, resting, pushing our head back into our hands. So here we are creating a back bend, or really probably more straightening our cervical spine because we're hunched over so much. And notice what this feels like. Again, you can straighten your arms, keeping those elbows by your ears. All right, now bring those arms behind you, those hands behind you, and let's lace them in the same way you just did. And lift up your chest here. Chin is drawn in, so we want a nice straight line from your head down to your heel. Lifting that chest. We don't want to lift our chin. We don't want to compress our neck. All right, beautiful. Forward fold, humble warrior. Let's hold here. Front knee is bent. Just notice, where is your flow here? Where can you find ease? Maybe you need to straighten that front leg a little bit. Where can you find ease in this posture today, in this shape? This is your practice. What do you need to do? What adjustment do you need to make? Your head is down, humbled. Where's your breath? All right, beautiful. Go ahead and lift again. Come back into our warrior one, and forward fold into humble warrior. So we're lifting on an inhale. Inhale, lift. Warrior one. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, warrior one. That front knee is still bent. Exhale, humble warrior. Wonderful. Now turn those toes, the toes of your left foot forward, and begin to straighten that front leg. Tighten, tense up those muscles in your left leg, your left cheek, your left glute, lifting, drawing that navel in, and when you're ready, your arms can be out in front, or maybe on the side like a plane. Hips are square. Just notice, do you find more ease in this posture on this side, standing on your right leg compared to your left? And go ahead and float that left foot down. Take a breath here. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to come on down into our tabletop. So we're going to come onto all fours. Now, if you struggle, if you have struggle with your shoulder or your wrist, you can always come down on your forearms. So if you want to come up to all fours, your arms are directly and your hands are directly under your shoulders. You have a nice neutral spine. Or you can come down on your forearms, palms facing down, fingers are spread. Continue, keep drawing that navel in, and you can stay here. All right, beautiful. Now we're going to do cat-cow again from this posture. So notice the difference compared to when we did it in giraffe pose. So we inhale, we lift, bring our chest forward and lift, arching our back into cow. Exhale, rounding our back, push the floor away from you, drawing that navel into the back body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, cow. Lifting that chest forward. Exhale, cat. One more time, drawing that navel in. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat, and push your hips back to heels. Separate those knees and just drop down, forehead down, and lower. Your arms can be wherever you're most comfortable. If this is challenging for you, feel free to grab your block and place your forehead on your block. Help lift the floor. Or you can even take a blanket if you have one and put that under your legs if you've got tight hips. Whatever you need to do, that's where you find your flow. But you first have to know what you need before you can make that choice. Make the right choice for you. All right, beautiful. Okay, so we're going to come into dolphin pose now. So come on down on your forearms. So your hips are lifted directly over your knees. Bring your forearms down and bring your palms together. Your elbows are directly under your shoulders. Tuck those toes under. Lift up those hips. Press those legs back. Now those knees can be bent right here. So this is Dolphin Pose. And you can bend those knees. Your heels are going to be lifted. Notice any tension in your head and neck. You should be able to say yes and say no. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to inhale, and on an exhale, you might have to scooch those feet back, slide them back, and come into a plank, a forearm plank. Inhale, press back into dolphin. So we're going to be moving again, some flow here, some more vinyasa flow, and moving with our breath. Inhale, shift your weight forward, come into a plank, forearm plank. That's good, pressing back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin. Once again, inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin, draw that navel in. Inhale, plank, separate your hands, palms facing down, and come down on your belly. Lifting your chest, come into a Sphinx pose. So we're lifting our chest, our elbows are directly under our shoulders, palms are facing down, fingers are pressing in. We're lifting our chest is lifted, our chin is drawn in, Sphinx pose. All right, beautiful. Tuck those toes under, bend up at the knees, keep those hips directly over your knees, just like we were doing when we were in dolphin. Straighten your arms this time, coming into a half dog or a puppy dog. Straighten your arms in front of you, lifting that navel. Make sure you're not collapsing at your lower back. Lift that navel, straighten those arms, reach with your arms. At the same time you're reaching, kind of glue those fingertips in, maybe even make cupcake hands, lifting the palms, pressing the fingertips back, pressing those hips back. Nice, yeah, beautiful. Nice job. Half dog. Breathing here. All right, now bring those hands directly, once again, under your shoulders. Come up to tabletop, tuck those toes under, lift up those hips, press those legs back. Now we're into big dog, our full downward facing dog. Good job. Press those heels down, but they're not necessarily down all the way. You can bend your knees. You just want nice, strong legs, strong arms. Make sure there's no tension in your head and neck. You should be able to say yes and no easily. We're going to inhale and shift our weight forward, coming into a plank, just like we did with our dolphin and our plank. And back, push back into down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Now, once again, if you have struggle, you can always come down and continue in dolphin. If you have wrist or issues with your wrists, moving with our breath. Okay, beautiful. If you're in a downward dog, go ahead and come into your, let's all meet in plank. Take a breath here. Drop down to your knees, elbows drawn in. Now push the floor, drop your shoulders down, elbows in. Lift your chest forward. Coming into a cobra, squeeze your glutes and lower down. Tuck those toes under, push yourself up. Lift up those knees and those hips, press back, downward dog. Let's do that one more time. Inhale forward into a plank. Exhale, elbows in, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, come up into baby cobra, or maybe you straighten your arms here and come up into an upward dog. Tuck those toes under, and let's all meet in downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And go ahead and drop to your knees and just, you can bring your arms behind you, rest your head again, and come into a child's pose. Good job. Some of this is challenging. How do you feel when you're faced with a challenge? All right, beautiful job. Let's go ahead and come to our sitting posture. And bring your knees together. I have to move the microphone over. I'm going to be laying down now. Bring your knees together and begin to lower down. Bring your knees into your chest and just go ahead and rock side to side. Rocking side to side, releasing any tension that you might feel in your lower back. Now go ahead and grab your block. And we're going to do one of my most favorite yummy things to do in yoga. And we're going to lift up those hips and put that block right down by your sacrum. That's that triangle bone at the base of your spine. And draw your knees up and then straighten your legs. And so what you will be feeling here is a nice lengthening where we're separating those pelvic bones from your muscles and decompressing that lower back muscle, decompressing your lower spine. And just notice here. Now you might have to make some adjustments to make sure that you're there, but you should be feeling sort of this nice decompression, this nice stretch in your lower. You can, circle your ankles in different directions. You did a lot of standing poses today, so maybe they need a little bit of love. And just hang here. Your legs are just hanging up in the sky. Your arms are just down by your side. Palms are facing up, completely rested. No pressure here. This is more of a restorative pose. So we're not activating muscles here. We're releasing. Where's your breath now? Just notice. How does this feel for you? How does it feel to be upside down? It's great to be inverted. It's really good for our lymphatic system, reversing our blood flow. Also helps to ease and create calm in our mind. And slowly bend up at the knees. Go ahead and lower those feet. Pull your block out from under you. And with your knees bent, lift your right leg and cross your right leg over your left. Your both knees are still bent. Arms are out like a T from your shoulders. And then slowly lower both of your legs over to the left side, giving you a beautiful stretch in that IT band along your hip, down from your waist all the way down to through your thigh on the outside of your hips and your thighs. And breathe here. See if you can release any tension. Notice here, maybe even close your eyes. And just notice. Notice here if you are using the bottom leg to hold up the top leg. Can you let it go? How much can you let go here in this pose, in this shape? Can you find ease in this shape? Where is your breath? Notice. Maybe take a few deep breaths here. I think since this coronavirus, I've never appreciated my breath more. Just knowing what it would be like to not be able to breathe. So take those deep breaths, filling up those lungs. Now go ahead and raise up those knees, uncross your legs, and let's do the other side. Cross left over right. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, lower both knees to the other side, feeling whatever it is you feel here. Notice how this side feels. Is this easier or more difficult? Is your bottom leg holding on and holding up the top leg? Can you release that bottom leg and just allow the top leg to just fold over and let go? Notice if you're holding on with any muscles. With each exhalation, allow those muscles to release, allow those joints and all our body to let go any tension, any pent up anger or frustration or fear. We hold all of that in our hips. That's our emotional center around our hips and our pelvis. Often when we have back pain, that could be related to other feelings that we have. Now, this is how you let go. This is one way to let go. Take a nice deep breath here. Now go ahead and bring those knees back up to center and straighten out those legs. Bring your arms up overhead. Take a big stretch here, reaching in opposite ends. Draw that navel in, lift up that navel, draw it in, lift, lift, lift. Reach, reach, reach. Tighten those muscles. And relax. And let's move into Shavasana. So bring your arms out to your side, and whatever you're most comfortable in here, you can have your legs straight, you can have them bent and leaning in towards each other. You can take a blanket, put your blanket over you or maybe under your head. Whatever you feel most comfortable. And close your eyes. And find that ease in your breath here. Just notice how your body feels right now. Notice if there's any tension. Just using your breath, drawing your breath to that part of your body that might still hold on to some tension. Letting the tongue fall to the back of your throat. Releasing your jaw. Softening your eyelids. Letting your cheeks just droop and hang. Releasing any tension in your neck, in your shoulders. Using your breath with each exhalation, activating that parasympathetic nervous system responsible for rest and relaxation. Using the exhale to activate and let go and rest. Releasing your arms and your wrists and your hands and your fingers. Releasing your chest, your heart. Letting go. Releasing your belly, your firepower, your power center, your center for intuition. your gut feeling, the knowing, releasing in your hips and your pelvis, your emotional center. Whatever comes up for you here, just allowing yourself to feel whatever emotion it is. Never holding back. Releasing your legs, your root, your foundation, your ankles and your feet that do so much work for us. Now, using your breath to fully take a breath through your whole body, up from your toes all the way, bring it up through your body, up through your spine, all the way to the crown of your head. Inhale and exhale from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes. And just stay with this in stillness. And know that flow comes in many forms. In movement, we feel flow and we feel lighter, sense of ease. In our breath, we find flow, breathing with ease. The flow in our mind where we find peace. The flow in our energy, the lightness of being. Our flow is always there. We need to be aware of it when we're out of flow, when we're in dis-ease. And when we know, we can use these mindful practices like yoga and breathing and meditation, chanting, to bring us into the present moment and rediscover our flow. That is the true essence of who we are. Now you can stay here for as long as you like, or you can meet me into a sitting, an easy seat. Just begin by rolling over onto your side, using your arms to push you up to sitting. Finding our easy seat, finding our flow, finding our breath and our comfort and our ease. Thank you so much for joining me today. I enjoyed sharing this with you. May the light in me honor the light in you. Namaste.